Hey, thanks for joining, everyone. We're going to let people in and we'll get started here momentarily. I think as everybody's coming in, thanks for joining. Thanks, everyone, for joining. We'll get started here. Real quick here. All right. I think we may have enough in here now. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started here. How is everyone? Can everyone hear me?
Yes. All is well. Good evening.
All right, good deal, good deal. All is well. All right, let me make sure I get this all straight. All right, tonight we're going to be talking about sales, customer service, and client retention, which are very important aspects of running a business. Tonight I have John Pascal here. A lot of you have met John. John is one of the senior coaches at the Urban League. He's going to be going through this with you, but I'm going to get started first with a couple housekeeping things. First off, I want you to put on your calendar that next week we will not be in session. We have a event for another program that we have that's off-site, so we won't be able to hold this session. But that's good because it's going to give you time to go through. Um, can you see this toolkit, John?
Yes.
Okay. Um, as of tomorrow, I'm going to send you guys all a toolkit for you to start actually working on the tools. After this point, after today, no one new will be able to join this because you're going to start working on tools and things like that. We're going to show you how to use AI. We're going to show you how to use AI to take the tools that you're going to be working with um, to show you how to create different types of plans. Most of you have done well, all of you that are here have done pretty much the client residency verification for those of you that meet the requirements with being Dekalb. But the next thing I'm going to want you to do is this. I'm going to click on them just so you can see what they look like. This is the health assessment for Dekalb. I have one just for Dekalb. I'm going to put that one in the toolkit. But you're going to go through this and you're going to answer these questions about your business foundation, knowing what business you're in. It's going to products and services, marketing and branding strategy. This is so that when you get through taking this, you're going to get a copy of it back, and so are we. And as we put you with our coaches or our subject matter expert, you're going to get a copy of this, and they're going to be able to know where your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. So this is not a pass or fail. You have to answer this particular one very honestly so we know where you have areas that you need assistance with. From our experience, generally it's in marketing and this whole financial area. Understanding how to read your financials and things like that. That's one you're going to want to ask you to do. After you do that, then you're going to go here based on that that assessment, you're going to go here and you're going to be able to do what we call your business improvement strategy. You're going to be able to pick, if this thing ever loads, here it comes. You're going to be able to pick. First, you're going to say whether or not you've gone through the review with a business coach. Now, most likely at this stage, it's going to be John and I doing the coaching on this, helping you go through your health assessment. Okay, that's what we do. Um, and then what we're going to do is figure out the top three. I think I have two here. Well, I have three. Okay, your three areas of improvement that you want to make over the next 90 days. And this will be your kind of contract with us. And these are going to be the things we're going to help you focus on. So after you do your health assessment, you're going to want to figure out what are the top three things that I need to do to move my business forward. And we're going to help you accomplish those top three things. And then this is something that after John gets through with you this evening, you're going to be able to figure out. This is going to be very important for any of the marketing that you're going to do. And you can do this for each of the types of personas. All you're going to find out as you're moving forward that you may have different types of people that want your products and services, but we want you to identify those people. So we're going to want you to kind of go through this. You're going to create a name for them, and then you're going to describe them. What age group are they in? What education? You know, just different things about them. Are they in a particular industry? Are they self-employed? Are they working? If they do work, what is their job title? What are some of their biggest challenges? We're helping you define who your potential clients are, who your potential customers are. And you may have two or three different types, so this is not a a one size fits all. But we want you to give these types a name because as you develop your marketing and sales strategies, you're going to may create different strategies for each type of these clients. Now, what's really cool about this is that as you do these reports, you're going to be able to, particularly, this is a great one. You can fill out this one-page business canvas where it's going to ask you the problem, your target market, and then you're going to get this back as a PDF. And if you load that PDF up into AI, it'll help you start generating a new business plan. So we're not expecting you to, a lot of times for the purposes of this workshop, it's going to be easier to create a new business plan. Even if you already have one, trying to go back in and edit an old one is more difficult than it is now with AI creating a new one. So we're going to encourage you to use this tool and some of the tools that John is going to show you in future workshops to help you write your business plan because we want you to come out of this with a great business plan. We want you to come out of this understanding your numbers and things like that. So I'm going to send you these links tomorrow. Um, and then, this is a good one here, identifying your value proposition. You know, um, we want you to really understand what are you doing to add value to your customers. Why are they coming to you? How are you adding value? And that's going to be something very important. That's why I leave it last. I want you to be able to say that. I may modify that one. But you're going to receive this toolkit. This is a toolkit that once you get it, you're going to be able to load it down to your phone if you like working from your phone or your computer, wherever you want to do it. It's like a little small app that contains our forms in it. So, any questions about anything that I just talked about and anything else that's going on with you before I hand you over to John? I don't see anything out there. So everybody understood everything that I just talked about. I'll be sending you an email tomorrow with a link to this toolkit. We are not meeting next week. Um, but you will meet the week after, but that's kind of good because I want you to actually use this toolkit and start trying to go through it and see what you come up with. You can always take these surveys more than once. All right. But I'll see them in the system. So, John, if everybody understood everything I said, yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen. You want to share yours? And
I just want to say thank you.
I'm excited about looking at this part of my life and, you know, bringing it to fruition because
Yes.
now, at my age, I could be just laying around, which I was doing until I broke my back and had time to think. And so
Hmm.
I want to build up something one more time. I want to work towards a legacy,
All
one more
right.
time. So I'm
One
glad
more
today to have
again.
something to look. One more
Yeah.
game.
One more
Hmm.
again. Yes. So, and I tell you and I think John's going to really stress that during his talk tonight. You get out of this what you put into it. We're really here to help you. We're going to help you figure out your ideas and figure out. And as we say, don't get sensitive. We may come and say, your cookies is good, but they ain't that good. Okay. We want to be honest with you about some of the ideas that you have, and we may have you pivot and
Yeah,
maybe not make.
I feel
So,
a pivot.
yeah, you feel the pivot. All
I
right.
feel a pivot.
All
Yeah.
right. Good
Hmm.
deal.
All
So
right. Thank
just
you.
keep in touch with me always. I'm always available. Send me an email. After we get through the night, I'm also going to send you links that you can set up coaching with John and myself so that we can meet with you after you take your health assessment. So then we can start referring you out to the other subject matter experts. I am going to schedule a session where you're going to be able to meet the subject matter experts. They'll come on and just say who they are and what they specialize in, so they won't be so new to you when you start meeting with them. And just so you know, we really don't put a limit on how much time you can spend with one of our subject matter experts, as long as you're moving forward. Okay, if you're just meeting every week talking about the same thing, and you know, and the subject matter experts don't see that you're moving forward because they have to ask after they get to 4 hours with you, they have to ask John or myself, can I coach them more? So if you burn up your time, not using and making good use of these, because these are top-notch people, and but they'll let us know if you're working with them and they feel that you're moving forward, and if not, they're going to send you back to either John or myself. So I'm going to stop sharing. But this is where it all begins. The last couple of sessions, I gave you some kind of intro sessions to give everybody time to get their paperwork in. And thank you for those of you that have done that. But I'm going to let John take it away and let it be his show.
All right. Good afternoon, good evening to everyone. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
Um, all
Fine.
right. So,
Doing good.
Good, thank you.
wonderful, wonderful.
Doing great.
Hmm. I'm right along with them.
Great.
All right. Hold on one second. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So tonight we got a great subject that we're going to be talking about. And for those who don't know me, again, I am John Pascal, one of the business coaches here at the Urban League of Greater Atlanta Entrepreneurship Center. And I like to be interactive when I teach a class, because I get bored just hearing myself talk. So we don't want that. So I need y'all to join in and make this a conversation so we can really get into it and get into the weeds of it. Okay? Sound like a plan?
Yep. Sounds
All
good.
right. Good, good, good. All right. So tonight we're going to be talking about sales, customer service, client retention and client retention for small business. So we're going to get into what we need to be doing, how we're going to be doing it. So one question, when we think about sales, what business do we think of when we think of sales?
Retail,
Okay.
e-commerce,
Services,
Say that again.
e-commerce,
Okay.
service,
hmm
Okay. Tell me more about the service.
providing a service such as assisting a person with um, applying for Social Security disability, a service such as helping them get their benefits back if they lost them, that kind of
Okay.
service.
So you feel like that's
Or
sales?
it is
Okay.
because you have to. What? Mm, I'm a pause. I'm a pause.
I
I
got
Since
you.
you
I
think
put it
got
back
you.
to me like that, I'm a pause.
I
I
think
got
that
you.
Well,
you
I
have
can
to
see
sell them
how if
yourself.
There
Okay.
you go. You said it. Sell yourself. Okay.
Hmm.
Any other things or businesses that are sales?
I think all of
all
them.
businesses sales.
There you go. All
Hmm.
right. Let me tell you, can I tell y'all a secret?
Yes.
Life is sales. Every aspect of your life, you got to sell yourself. You got to convince somebody of something that they should either purchase or be a part of. Dating is sales. That person has to convince you that they are someone that you want to spend time with, correct?
Yes.
So they
That's
gotta they
true.
gotta put their best foot forward. They gotta give you their elevator pitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So life is sales, life. So I just want y'all to think about that. So even if you don't have a product in hand, you still have to sell yourself, sell your value to your clients, to your customers. So every part of life is sales. Every
I should have
aspect of
never
life.
changed my answer. I should have stuck with the first answer.
Hey, John, John, just so you know, the presentation is in presenter mode where
Oh, okay. Let me see. That's what
shows
I
the
was
next
asking.
slide. Yeah, it shows the next. Yeah, it shows the next. There you go. That's good.
That's what
Okay.
I was asking. Y'all ain't tell me nothing. See, I thought we were friends. Y'all set me up. If that's, I see now. I see
Mm.
how y'all gonna treat me. All right, all right. But so absolutely. So again, life is sales. So when we think about that, we want to make sure that we're thinking about life and our business as sales. And of course, we all know that the best and the most effective part of sales is what?
Selling yourself.
Okay. And what
Mhm.
else is a part of that?
I feel like having to be able to convince yourself that this is what I want to do. And if there's any turbulence around you, you have to be able to make sure that it's something that you want to do and not shut yourself down. That's an issue that I've had in the past.
Okay. Well, that's
Mhm.
something you definitely want to, when you're thinking about what is your value that you bring to your clients, that's something you want to think about because again, if you can't answer that question for yourself, you can't answer it for your client. So that's something we probably may want to talk about as well. But
Mhm.
the main part of sales is that customer service. How are you treating your customer? How are you treating that person that you're trying to sell to? And what are other clients saying about you? Because again, we all know there's a big stigmatism that a lot of times there's bad customer service in certain aspects of business, right?
Yes. Correct.
So we got to get over that. We got to get beyond that stigma of bad customer service and we got to do better because as they say, it's cheaper to keep a client or keep a customer than it is to go out and get new customers, right?
Yeah.
All right, well,
Mm-hmm.
let's get going. Let's see what we got. Let's get going. All right, so this is what we're going to be talking about today. We are going to be talking about um, three components, sales fundamentals. Somebody read that sales fundamentals for me.
Mindset, customer profile, and a repeatable sale process.
All right. Tell me about that customer service excellence.
First impression, complaint handling, and service as a revenue driver.
Excellent, excellent. And that client retention strategies.
Follow up, loyalty, tactics, technology tools, and your 30-day action plan.
Okay, so somebody tell me, what do those three things, what do they mean to you? Someone tells me what the first one, the sales fundamentals, what does that mean to you?
Mm-mm.
The
Sales fundamentals, what does that
basics,
mean to you?
the basics, I see it as the basics of where we need to start as business owners with our mindset coming into the situation and building up our customer profiles, knowing who our customers are, and having a process that we use to reach out to them and build and maintain a relationship, a sales relationship with them.
Who, that's perfect. Thank you so much. But who can tell me how many of you guys have a repeatable sales process? Just raise your hand. How many people have a repeatable sales process? Okay.
Raise.
All right. Okay, I see a few. So maybe three hands, four.
I don't know how
Okay.
to raise. This is Chef Elliott with
Okay.
Farmers Gourmet, but I do. Yes.
Gotcha. All right. Somebody tell me about their repeatable sales process. Tell me about it.
Well, for one thing, with me, I can always get better at this because in networking, I meet so many people, but I try to make a point to reach out to key people, or I try to do it with almost all of them, but it's very difficult to reach out to new potential clients that I meet at business networking functions and community functions within 2 or 3 days of when I met them, and then to basically set up the opportunity for a mutual get to know, be it virtual or in person. And, and in that opportunity, that we get together, just, find out what their needs are and,
Well, let me
build
ask you
upon
this.
that. Yes.
Do you do the exact same thing for every client?
In in large part, it just depends on the setting,
Mm-mm.
though.
That don't sound
Yeah,
like a repeatable sales process.
it doesn't. Um,
That's okay. That's okay. I'm not beating
yeah.
up on you. But what I'm saying is
Mhm.
we got to make sure, because you don't want one client to say, I got this, or she told me about this, this, and that. And then another one say, I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, but generally, well, now, as far as that goes, when I meet with a potential client, it's basically a potential client for being either a content provider to the network or a potential advertiser, and I have a standard um
Okay.
presentation that I do, that in which I will do my best to try to find out a little bit about them so that I can ask some specific questions that relate to their industry.
Okay.
So I
Gotcha.
really, yeah, so it's consistent except for like tailoring it to the potential person.
Gotcha. Miss Teresa, I see you got your hand raised. Got a question or a comment?
A comment, because when you were saying like repeatable, um, like right now I'm getting into this AI space and I can sell them the initial product, but the retention is what I want, because that's where the money's going to come in month after month. And when I'm listening to my clients, I want to know exactly what it is that they're saying that they want, or maybe an experience that they've had. Was it a good experience or a bad experience? And I'm gonna take
Miss
that off.
Miss Teresa,
Yes.
that's the third one, client retention.
Oh,
You
okay. I
talk
don't have
about
my
that. We were
glasses
talking
on.
about the repeatable sales process, but I'm glad you brought that up because we're gonna get to that one in just a second.
Okay.
But so the key component though is that we want to make sure we're doing the same thing because you don't ever want one client to say that you told them about your special or promotion or a discount where another client did not know about it. So I'm just saying that's why we want to make sure we have a repeatable process that we're going to do with everyone so everyone gets the same thing. Everyone should get the same information, the same thing, because you don't ever want to hear about that you didn't get that. You go to Chick-fil-A and today is buy one get one free French fry. So, your friend went and said, "Yeah, I got some French fries, buy one get one free." And you're like, "Wait a minute, I was at Chick-fil-A today. What are you talking about? Anybody said nothing to me about buy one get one free?" So you want to make sure everything is the same for all your clients. Miss Nia, you got a question, comment?
Yeah, I was just going to share a short version of my sales process.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a philanthropy consultant, and once I've connected with a potential client, I usually send them my one pager that has an outline of what I do, what my process
Hmm.
is, so that they kind of know up front. And then I usually send them an intake form, something really short, because I deal with the decision makers, so that
Absolutely.
I make sure that they're the right client for me. That took some um, experience to realize I needed to do that part. But anyway, get that information so that I could set up the initial meeting with them, because now I know that they are the type of client that I would work with. In that meeting, we further discuss their pain points, make sure that I can deliver what they're asking. And then I set up the scope deliverable meeting where I provide an outline of what my scope of work would be when I'm working with them so they know what to expect. And
Excellent.
usually, depending on the client, that's a paid meeting because I've already done some work for them. But it's just a portion of what the total price of retaining me is. And once they've seen the scope, they understand what my work will entail, then we decide to move forward, sign a contract, work together.
Gotcha. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. Good job. That sounds really good. So
Thank
when we
you.
get into our next one, we get into our customer service excellence. We want to make sure, again, like we're that first impression, we're dealing with complaints. And as a business owner, we have to remember, not saying that the customer is always right, but we have to respect the customer. We don't need to give them the energy they give us. If they come in on five, that does not give us permission to get on five with them because we have to control that because it's one of those kind of situations where it don't matter who said what, all they're gonna remember is what you did. They can come in and call you and say this and say that. The only thing that's gonna be remembered is what you did. So we have to make sure we are controlling that. So we want to deal with complaints properly. And then we want to make sure that we think of that service as a revenue driver because if we're not, that service is what's going to bring in that repeat business. That service is what's going to make people want to come back. We all know that certain restaurant that I did mention earlier, they may not necessarily have the best chicken sandwich in the world, right? All you getting is a piece of bread, a pickle, piece of meat, but they're very popular. What is one of the main reasons they are so popular?
Customer service.
Your service.
Customer service. Do you have to fight with them if there was something wrong with your food?
Nope,
Are they gonna argue with you?
nope,
They gonna
No,
challenge you?
nope.
no.
Absolutely not. They're gonna say, "Oh, let me take care of that. Here, have a free, here's a little discount card for when you come back. Here's a free, we're gonna correct your meal and then come back and get a free French fry next time you come. Come get a free drink. Come get a free meal when you come back. They're gonna take care of it. They ain't gonna ask no questions. They're not gonna do nothing but take care of you, and you're gonna feel good about it. You waiting in that long line to get that food. You waiting in that long drive-through. They're gonna be friendly. They're gonna be nice. They're gonna make it worth your while. The fact that you had to wait, right?
Yep,
So again, we don't go there because they're the best. We go there because we know they're gonna take good care of us. All right. So when we're thinking about that, that jumps us right into what Miss Teresa was talking about when we talk about that customer retention strategy. So Go back to what you were saying, Miss Teresa. Uh-oh, did I lose Miss Teresa? Okay. So again, we want to make sure we're thinking about the follow-ups. We always want to make sure, one of the things that we don't do enough of is ask for surveys. How was my service? How was the product that you purchased? How was, did I help solve your problem? Was it a good meal that you purchased? We need to know that because if you don't ask the questions, you'll never know when there's a problem. Your food wasn't as flavorful as it was before. Uh-oh, maybe I made a mistake and I didn't season. I got to make sure I'm seasoning the food properly. But if you don't ask, no one's going to tell you. They're just going to not come back. So you always want to make sure you find out issues so that you can fix them and make sure they come back. Because if they had a bad experience, that's life. The key is how did you fix that bad experience? How did you let them know it won't happen again? That we're gonna be own it. We're gonna be, take all the responsibility and make sure it doesn't happen again. That's the key components that we want to make sure we do.
I
All
can
right, let's keep it
attest.
moving. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
This is Chef Elliott. I can attest to that as a caterer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're not gonna tell you if the food ain't great. They're just gonna not call you back.
and they won't refer you to their friends.
Exactly. So you got to make sure you find out. You got to make sure. Thank you, sir. All right, so let's get into it. Small business advantage. Why personalized relationships beat big box competition every time. All right, knowing your customer. Tell me about knowing your customer. Who can read that one for me? Miss Nia, you still got your hand up?
Oh, sorry. I'll take that as a sign. You know your customers, you remember names, preferences, and birthdays. No algorithm can replicate genuine human connection.
So, once upon a time, I used to work for a bank called Wachovia. I don't know how many of you remember Wachovia. Wachovia was known for their customer service. We were like 10 years in a row, number one in banking customer service. It was required that you made it, that you learned your clients' names, you knew who they were, so you didn't have to really ask them for their ID because you knew them. So then we got bought out by Wells Fargo. Do you know how upset those clients were when we had to go back to asking them for their ID and asking them to confirm who they were? I mean, they were upset because they were so used to the Wachovia way of, hey, I know you, Mrs. Jones, we're good. Don't worry about it. Let me get you this money that you asked for because I know you. We go to Wells Fargo. They like, I don't know you. Where that ID at? So we lost a lot of clients with that. We lost a lot of customers because they were used to that personal relationship, used to that personal friendship kind of banking, right? So just from seeing that, it teaches you that it's so important to get to know your customers, get to know them. One time, I used to go to, at one point, I used to go to Smoothie King almost every day, order almost the same thing just about every day. And I would see the same young lady all the time. So one day I went in there with my at that time wife, and I was like, oh, this, hey, I'm, usual. That girl looked at me and said, I do not have a clue what you. She's like, I have no clue who you are or what you want. And it hurt my feelings because I thought we had a little rapport. And she's like, I don't know you. What you want? So that makes a difference. And I think we all like that. We appreciate that when people take that time to get to know us and know a little bit about us, know a few little things that if we mention it, they remember. So make sure you pay attention to that. All right, talking about moving faster. Um, who can read that one for me? Who can read that one for me?
No corporate approvals needed. You can adapt, personalize, and solve problems on the spot. You
Sorry
still
about
there?
that. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Okay. So again, you want to make sure you keep it personal and be able to solve those problems on the spot. That's really good. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Building trust.
Customers who trust you don't shop around. Loyalty to a local business runs deep and lasts long.
Absolutely. We all know, especially, ladies, some of y'all's beauticians, they might be slow as Christmas, but they do a good job, right? So y'all keep going back and being there for hours, but
That's
they do a
right.
good job, huh?
No, I just said that's right.
But hey, that's that loyalty, right? That's that loyalty. And you know they're gonna do a good job. You know you're gonna come out there looking good. You got an event you got to go to. You got a party. You got something you're going to. So you want to make sure that you look good. So you know they're gonna take good care of me, even if they are a little slow, or even if they talk too much and they talking and yapping and not moving fast. But I'm gonna come out of there looking good. So that's that loyalty, right? So we want to make sure we have that. All right, so we talk about building our ideal customer profile. Smarter sales start with a clear picture of who we're selling to. All right, so when we're thinking about it, a lot of times I've asked people, tell me about your client, tell me about your ideal customer. And a lot of times people don't know, or they'll say, well, everybody's my customer. No, they're not. No, they're not. So we have to have a good understanding of who is our customers. So tell someone tell me about their customer. Who can
This
tell me about their customer?
this I don't know if my name pops up when I'm
I see
speaking. This
it.
is
Elliot
okay. So
Farmer.
I always say this is Chef Elliott. Uh,
That's okay. I want you to tell me who you are in your business. That's good.
okay. So again, with Farmers Gourmet Catering, Chef Elliott's Enterprise Incorporated. On the catering side, 80% of my clients are celebrity clients,
Okay.
and I am uh, personal chefs that travels with them. Uh, Even more specific, the celebrity clients are entertainers. Um, and then the another 10% of my clients are just regular, everyday uh, residential businesses, if you will, combination of the two. And then the latter 10% are government contracts that
Mm-hmm.
we do. So we're trying to grow that government 10% contracts to more, but with the administration, it's a little challenge, but we're getting there. But
Absolutely. Okay.
they
Good job.
we thank you, and we base uh, referrals are huge for me and for my catering company. So we haven't done a great deal of advertising or had to do a lot of advertising within the last few years. Um, we do a lot of the uh, national award shows like this past weekend, the Oscars. I'm one of the celebrity chefs that's behind stage while everything is being aired live, and I have a booth where I feed them when they come
Mm-hmm.
off. Normally, I don't share that. I'm surprised I just shared. But I am one of those guys. You may recognize my name from the Food Network. So having that national television presence has been huge for me with
I can
gaining
imagine.
clientele and the celebrity standard. And they always like to outdo each other. So I feed on that. I do. They'll say, you did something for such and such. Well, I want something, similar, but a little bit more. So I
Gotta
go
be better.
with that, and I'm always ready to. So that I don't know if that
And
answers your.
it does. It does. And especially when you're dealing with someone like that, it's all gonna be referral based because celebrities are gonna go to their other celebrity friend to find out whether or not you're okay. and that
Yeah.
you understand the rules, you understand dealing with them. So,
Yeah.
so that's critical. That's absolutely critical. But
Yeah.
again, a lot of times when you're thinking about someone who would want to for the catering, someone who can, who may be just a little too busy, got too many things going on, they can't afford, they don't have the time to cook or to have a proper meal or to have proper meals, or they don't have the time to try to cook for a party and they don't want to cook for a party or an event. So absolutely, that's definitely what you're thinking about. All right, who
Yeah.
else can give me an example of their clients?
Well,
All right, how
my
many?
ideal client is uh, is our businesses, and my ideal client are businesses who want to broaden their exposure via
Hmm.
video content, like an advertisement or a short film or regarding what they do or what have you. But the thing that really makes them ideal is if they can afford to fund the 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 advertisement or the short film or what have you, or have a funding source.
Miss Denise, you hit on something very, very critical. Everybody cannot afford us, which means we are not for everyone.
Amen.
And a lot of times we're trying so hard to almost force that round peg into that square hole, and it's not going to work. If your business is a little high end, or if what you do is not quite built for someone who can't quite afford it, you have to be okay with that. And you have to be able to say, well, it's great meeting you, you know, thank you for your time. But we don't try to fight it or squeeze it or give them a lower pricing just because we want the business. We have to know the price is the price. And a lot of us have to make sure we learn that and we understand that, because people gonna respect you when you say, "Hey, well, unfortunately, this is what my price is." But when we try our best to squeeze them in, or let me see if I can get you a discount, or let me give it to you at a lower rate, because what they're gonna do is they're gonna be happy with you, then they're gonna go tell everybody that this is the rate you gave them. So now other people are coming to you going, "Well, I heard you gave them this rate, so I want it too," and that's gonna mess you up. So we got to be conscious and say the price is the price. So thank you for bringing that up. Not everybody can afford it. So definitely the key component is someone that can afford what I do or my services or my products. Very critical. But again, we should all know our customers. If you don't know your customer, you're going to have a hard time marketing to them because you're not marketing to the right people in the right place. So that's why we all have to make sure we can tell someone or be clear on who is our ideal customer. And like it says, where are they? Where do they hang out? Are they on social media? Are they at local events? Are they at networking events? Are they referrals? Where are my clients? How can I find them? Because if I don't know where to find them, I can't market to them and I can't promote myself to them. So we have to be very critical and clear on our client base. And again, everyone is not your client, so don't say everyone. Everyone doesn't like sweets. Everyone doesn't like chocolate. So just because we have desserts doesn't mean everyone's gonna want them. You can't take your desserts down to the fitness center. Ain't nobody gonna buy them. Well, a couple people gonna sneak and buy them, but you're not gonna get good sales there. So again, everybody's not your client. All right, let's talk about that sales mindset shift. All right, so when we're thinking about it, stop. So when we think about sales, a lot of times what happens is we come off too salesy. And we come off sound like that used car salesman. How many of y'all have heard or been on something where you heard someone who sounded like a used car salesman? And how quick were you to purchase or to get something from them?
Not very quick at all.
Because I don't know about you, but I don't like being sold to. I don't like it. Because I feel like you're trying to take advantage of me when you try to give me the little sales pitch and you're doing all this stuff, and I don't like it. So even when I did those kind of sales, I always said I'm not a salesperson, I'm an educator. I'm a consultant. I'm here to show you why this is going to be a great product and why it's going to benefit you. But I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm just going to give you all the great benefits and how it's going to help you. And then you do what you choose with that information. So I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just here to give you some great information, educate you, and show you how this can benefit your life. And that's what I want to do. Does that make sense to everybody?
It does.
Yes.
All right. All right, y'all hold on one quick second. I got to step away just for a second. I'll be right back.
So why you gone? Y'all learning anything?
Yes.
All right, good.
Yes, it's
This,
good.
yeah, this is one of the most important aspects of understanding about small business because people, sales and marketing are two different things. Marketing is reaching out to people, letting them know you're in business. Sales is actually asking for the deal, the things that John is talking about this evening. And a lot of times people get that confused. That's why he's going through the topic that he's going through this evening. I heard him ask a question about repeatable sales process, and a lot of time people don't have it, and they're kind of all over the place. But hopefully, with the tools that you'll get, figuring out who your different types of customers are, you develop a sales strategy for each type of customer. You don't sell to everyone, you sell directly to people. And that's what John is talking about. But we're gonna go into that a little bit later. All right, he's back. We can stop talking about it.
Mark always talking about me, y'all. He always do it. He's so disrespectful. All right. A simple, repeatable sales process. And we talked about that before, having a repeatable sales process. We want to make sure we're doing it the same way with everybody. Consistency is the engine of growth. Build a process your whole team can follow. All right, so who can give me these components, these 5 components? All right, see, I'm hearing from the same people. Let me find somebody else. Uh, is it Alethea Hood? Alethea. Alethea.
Sonia,
I'm
I'll do it.
sorry. I'm getting off of work. I didn't want to miss it. So that's why I'm not participating. I'm listening, but I
Okay.
was driving and I had it on mute.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you that one. I don't want you talking and driving.
Mhm. I can
All
take
This
right.
it.
is
Miss
Sonia. I can do it.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Sharon. Oh, was that
Identify.
Sonya that said she could do it?
Yeah, with Sonia.
Okay. Well, hold on. I think Miss
The
Sharon had
first
her hand
one,
up.
It's all
it's
right.
okay. Go ahead. She can have it. I'm quiet. She can have
Identify leads, qualify needs, present solution, handle objections, and then close and follow up is the last step.
Okay.
I have a question though.
Sure.
If you're going to do upsells, where would that fall in this? Is it either present solution or in the closing?
Well, you're presenting solutions, correct?
Right.
So if you wanted a hamburger, but these fries go really well with that hamburger, you're still
That would
presenting
be
solution?
that would be in the close, wouldn't it?
No, you told we discussed what you needed, but you're not closing with that new product because you want to continue to go with that with something that may be effective or help them. So you're still presenting a solution
Okay.
because you're
Okay.
telling I'm suggesting this, but as a part of that, I think you're going to need this as well because I'm giving you the
Okay.
solution. So we qualified your need. And based on your needs, you're going to need this, but you're going to also need that. You want to buy this big screen TV, but you're going to also need this surround sound system to go with it. So
Okay.
that way you can get that full theater effect. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does.
Good, good. Miss Sonia, did you want to add to or
No, thank you.
I can't hear you?
No, nothing to add. Thank you for asking.
Okay, I mean, I cut you off, so I wanted to make sure to get you in as a part of that.
We're good. We're
Yes,
good. We're
ma'am.
good.
All right.
I
Okay.
just volunteered since you was trying to get volunteers. I just tried to step to the plate, but several
I
stepped to the plate,
appreciate
but it's
you.
all good. Okay. Yeah.
I appreciate you. I
I
appreciate you because
appreciate you guys too. That's why I keep coming back and adding more things to what you guys have to offer. So you've been a great help to me for many years. So I'm good.
I thank you. Absolutely. I thank you for that. So as we're going through that, again, we always want to take that lead. We want to identify a lead. And then as you're talking to someone, and again, it's not like you're going to go step, 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 but as you're talking to someone, you want to understand what are their needs? What do they need from what do they need that I can help them with? And as we understand what their needs are, that's when we come up with the solution. Because we all know that all businesses are created for one purpose. What's the one purpose all businesses are created for?
They can sell.
Generate revenue.
Generate revenue. They almost
To solve a problem.
to solve a problem. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, ma'am. So, in order to solve a problem, I got to find out what is your problem. And then once I find out your problem, then I can understand how to best create that and give you the solution for that problem. If your problem
Could
is you
you
got dry
repeat the
skin,
question?
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Could you please repeat what the question was asking?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. You're breaking up a little bit.
What was what was the question? What was the question? What was
Oh,
the initial question?
I said, what are all businesses created for?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, if you have dry skin, that's your problem. Your solution is this wonderful moisturizing cream that I sell. And then after you put on the moisturizing cream, you might want to use the facial mask at night to help keep your skin nice and moist or something like that. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about skincare, but as an example. So that's how you want to think about. First, I understand what your needs are. How is it that I can help you? Or this is what the problem I have. Okay, well, based on that problem, these are the things that are going to best help you. Well, I don't know, I don't like really, putting a lot of creams and stuff on my face. I definitely understand a lot of people, feel that way. But in order for our skin to absorb that, that moisture, we must do a daily ritual of, skincare. And as a part of that daily ritual, blah, 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 we need to do these things. So we want to make sure that we do that. And then, of course, as we close it up, we always want to make sure that we close up with we don't always want to ask them, again, when we're thinking about that, we don't want to ask yes, no questions. We never ever ask yes, no questions. We always want to ask open-ended questions. So that way, because again, yes, no kind of stops the conversation. And when we're doing something, we're talking with someone, we want to keep the conversation going until we're ready to go ahead and close it out. So when you ask yes or no questions, that kind of stops the conversation. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, first impression effect. You have one chance to make it count. All right, so who can give me that first one?
Feed
Res-
signals respect, reply to inquiries within the hour. Businesses that respond within 5 minutes are 9 times more likely to convert a lead.
Mm.
That's very true. Nowadays, if I call your number or if I send you an
Yeah.
email and you don't respond, I'm going to the next one I saw.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that um we get back to it quickly and follow up quickly. Oops. All right, what's the next one?
Tell
Say,
customers
oh,
exactly what to expect next. Uncertainty breeds anxiety, clarity builds confidence.
Absolutely. Very, very clear. We always want to make sure they understand what the expectations are and what you're going to do for them and how you can do it. And if you can't call them back within that day, let them know it's going to take me 24 to 48 hours to give you a call back, or that we're going to do it this way. All right, the next one.
A small surprise, a handwritten note, a bonus tip, early delivery creates a story customers will tell others.
Okay, I like that. I'm sure you probably do little stuff like that in your business.
I do. I do. Usually we'll give like food baskets for the main client or host to take home with them, especially if we're doing wedding uh, receptions.
Absolutely. See, I knew that because that's something that's, especially when you're dealing with high-end clients, you're going to want to do those little small things make a big difference for them. And they, because they, like you said, they want to feel special. I know you help so and so, but I want that, but I want a little bit better because I'm special, so I want mine to be a little bit better. So they're always going to be thinking from that aspect.
Yes. And we always give them a bottle of nice wine.
Okay, good job, good job. Chef Farmer, you're gonna since you be hanging out with these famous people, you're gonna be my key to meet my girlfriend, my future wife. So we gotta talk so you can help me meet her.
Well,
Say that again.
they hang out with me.
You better stay away from my wife. I don't make me come get you. All right. All right. Customer service as a sales tool. Great service is in a call center. It's your most powerful growth engine. And we've talked about this. Satisfied customers going to tell 3 to 4 people. Um, and upset clients always go, they're gonna tell everybody, and we know that. You do something great, they may tell 1 or 2 people, but boy, if you did something bad, they telling everybody they run into that day, and we all know that because we do it. We get upset. I can't believe this car. These places overcharged me for these tires, and they told me it was gonna cost this. I get there, it's cost that, and then they were rude and nasty. I'm gonna tell every person I see about that. Referrals from happy clients cost zero to acquire, but we all know it's very expensive to have those negative referrals. When people say negative things about us, so that can be very that can really cost us some money and cost us some business. Upselling is natural when customers already trust you. So once we build that relationship, and once we let they feel that they know we have their best interests at heart, then we can tell them about our new products, our new services that we do and upsell. Once you've built the trust. A lot of times what we do wrong is we jump in without building the rapport, building the trust first. Build the trust, then come in with what you're trying to accomplish. And when we go back to that sales funnel, if you're not building that trust and building that and basically showing them your solutions to their problem, it's not that they're telling you no that because they don't want to do it. A lot of times they're telling you no because they don't feel like you really could solve their problem. So that's why we have to make sure we really listen and we truly give them a good, clear understanding of how we're going to help them. So that's why that listening is so important. 80-20 rule when we're dealing with our clients. Who know who, I know everybody knows it. What's the 80-20 rule?
20% of your customers will are responsible for 80% of your sales.
Say that again.
20% of your customers are responsible for 80% of your sales.
That is true. But I'm thinking more of do 20% of the talking, let the client do 80%. You do let them talk 80%
Okay.
of the time, you talk 20% of the time. So that way you're listening and getting the information. You want to just, pitch them softballs, give them questions so they can talk. The more you understand, the more you listen, and the more they get to talk is the more you're going to be able to serve them because you're going to be able to sit there and listen to all the things that's important to them as they talk. Oh, okay. See, you're talking about your children. Okay, well, I want to help you with this, but I think maybe we can also help you with your children. We can, sell them some products. Okay, I see you like to, as you're chatting, you're saying you like to do little parties every other weekend, or you're the house everybody comes to for big parties. Well, let me be the one to cater those parties as well as, some of the things that we're doing now, but let me also help you with those parties that you have. So when you pay attention, they hear that you listen to them, you're going to get a lot more business and a lot more upselling from that. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Miss Sharon, you got your hand raised. That means you want to
Oh,
read this
sorry.
next thing for me.
No, that was up from
Uh-huh.
before. That was
Hand
up
was
from
up.
before.
Hand was up.
Okay. Listen without interrupting.
Oh, you
Let
got to
them.
read from the beginning.
What's the beginning?
Turning.
Oh, turning complaints into loyalty. A handled complaint done right can create a more loyal customer than one who has never had a problem. Listen without interrupting. Let them feel heard. Acknowledge the emotion before addressing the issue.
Okay, see, that's exactly what I just said. We got to listen. A lot of times they're gonna tell us no because we didn't give them a chance to tell us all the things they need, or we thought we heard the problem, but that really wasn't the problem. So we got to listen to make, and sometimes we want to make sure we clear on that. All right, what's the next one?
Apologize sincerely and then act. A real apology includes ownership and a clear next step. Don't just say sorry, show it.
Absolutely. How many times have you heard someone say, "Well, sorry"? I don't know.
Yeah. Follow up after resolution. A quick check in 48 hours later shows the customer they matter beyond the transaction.
Absolutely. So critical. Um, I think if you fill out a complaint form or you do something where you send in a complaint and then they respond back to you, it always makes you feel better. It always makes you feel like you were heard.
Sometimes surprised.
Exactly, because you're not expecting it.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
true.
always a good thing though when you feel like you're heard.
Can we get a toothbrush?
Huh? Oh, mute yourself, Miss Alethea. Something about a toothbrush.
I'm sorry.
Alethea's gonna buy everybody a toothbrush, y'all. All right, the hidden cost of losing a customer. I think we've been talking about this again. 5 times more expensive acquiring a new customer, 5 times more than retaining an existing one. So we always want to make sure that we keep the customers we have versus just saying, "Well, I'll just get a new customer." It's a little bit harder to get that new customer than it is to just keep the one we already have. We've already built the trust, so let's just keep doing that. Profit boost, 25% profit boost. A 5% increase in retention can raise profits anywhere from 25 to 95%. So again, as long as we can keep our clients, it's going to be so much more beneficial to us. 68% leave silently. Customers who leave do so because they feel you didn't care, not because of your pricing. So we have to let them know that we care. And here's a little secret. It's kind of important that you do care because not only do you want to help them with your product or your service, but you want them to come back so they can keep getting more of your product and your service. You know, how many times have you gotten a little message? I think my bank or even the phone company sent me a message saying, you know, you've been with us for the last, you know, for 20 years now. Thank you for being a loyal customer. And I was like, wow, it's been 20 years? Huh. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So you want, you know, you like that when they tell you that, or when they send you a little message, happy birthday. Oh wow, they really, you know it's my birthday. They took the time to make sure in the system that it acknowledges that it's my birthday. So, you know, we want to make sure we do that. So we want to make sure we keep them happy and let them know that we care. All right. Any questions, comments so far? All right, so let's talk about some client retention tactics that work. Small, consistent gestures compound into unbreakable loyalty. So, what are some of these unbreakable loyalties? Who can give me one of these unbreakable loyalties? Okay, dokie.
No
Okay.
follow up. Post a post-purchase check-in call or handwritten thank you note differentiates you from every competitor overnight.
Absolutely. Warren, is that pronounced Yuka? Warren. Dell Anderson. Dell. See, I'm starting to think some of y'all just turn this on and go on about y'all business.
I'll
Just
speak
turn it
on
on
behalf.
and
I'll speak on behalf of Dal, who's my husband. We co-own the Heart and Soul Animal Clinic and animal practice.
okay.
Um, yes, and I'm listening in while cooking, and he's putting the baby to sleep. So give him a pass.
I remember
That's
those days. I understand.
yeah, so that's where we are right now. But you know, we do handwritten notes, which I think is differentiating. We like to do little gifts for animals, you know, puppies, kittens when they're first starting out with us. You know, with those, that's the beginning, hopefully, of a long relationship when you get to give them their first vaccine. So we like to give them some treats and things like that. And we're also thoughtful if there's ever a euthanasia that we have to do. And our staff do some handwritten notes with some art and things like that that try to keep it personal.
Absolutely, absolutely. And see, the way you treat your customer, your client, is going to make a difference because that owner or pet parent, how do y'all call it?
Yeah,
Parent?
pet parent.
Okay. Pet parent. They're going to be watching the way you interact with their animal or their, was it fur baby? Is that what y'all call it? Fur baby?
Yep, that
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Y'all can see I don't have
Uh-huh.
any I don't have any fur babies at the moment, but yeah, the way you treat and what they're going to be watching the way you interact
Yeah,
and the way you take care of them, and that's going to make a big difference in how they come back or how they refer their friends to bring their fur babies back to you. So absolutely, that's really important. Um, and while I got you, and tell me your name one more time,
I'm Hallie Morse, and
Hallie.
my husband's just got here.
Okay. Well, go ahead and read that loyalty programs for me while I got you, Hallie.
Loyalty programs, simple punch cards, point systems, or VIP perks reward repeat business and encourage referrals.
Absolutely. Good, good, good. Loyalty programs. It's very critical that you do things to make people feel loyal. So I will tell you, I have an absolute addiction, it's bad, to Hawaiian shaved ice, snow cones, call it whatever you want. I love them and I'm waiting. It's almost that time. These places are about to start back opening up and they give you the little punch cards. And boy, oh boy, I'm gonna make sure I go back because I got 4 or 5 punches. So I'm making sure I go back so I can get my punches where I can get my free one. So that does make a difference. And people think about that because they know they're getting there. They're getting close to that free one. So they're going to keep coming back to make sure they get that free one. And again, we all know everybody likes to be treated VIP. I'm sure Mr. Farmer, all his clients want to be treated VIP, chef. But again, we got to think about that. We want to make sure we make people feel special. Everyone loves to feel like you're doing this just for me. You don't do it for nobody else, just for me. This is my special treatment. And you got to make your client feel that way. All right, milestone moments. All right, let me see if I can wake somebody else up. All right. Ronald Thomas.
Trying to get unmuted here.
All right, I was
Time
about to say, you got to
retention
represent the
tactics.
men.
No problem. Milestone moments. Acknowledge birthdays, anniversaries, purchase milestones with a discount or a personal message.
Absolutely.
Make it personal. Everybody feels special and important when you point them out, especially with the
Yes,
handwritten notes, especially with something that you recognize when you dealt with them before and you point that out so they know it's not just a generic message going out.
absolutely. Very, very true. And when you do those kind of things, I don't know, my daughter has taught me this, but every company that has like little free perks for their birthday, they go around their birthday and they get all the little free perks that you can get with every place that gives away free perks for the birthday. So I was like, really? Huh? Let me try that out. But at the same time, that can also be a casual customer can become a loyal customer just because they went and got that free perk. Now they decide they're going to go back because they enjoyed it, they liked it, and they're going to keep coming back. So that's a great way to build that. Miss Nia,
Yeah, I just want to add to that because I did that this year. My niece encouraged me to get all of my freebies, and
yes,
I haven't had nothing but bunt cakes in a long time, and they gave me a free buntlet, and I have been addicted ever since. It's horrible for you,
yes.
but it made me a loyal customer for the last month and a half. So it really does work.
It does, absolutely, because you don't realize that you like something until you try it. And that little freebie got you hooked. Absolutely. So it's worth it to do that. And we don't think about it, but it's definitely worth it to do it. Absolutely. Like us, you and I, Miss Nia, we got addictions. We got addictions. It's terrible.
Horrible.
And Mark doesn't even care. He don't even try to get me help. He don't care about me. Uh-oh, did I skip? Nope. Okay. All right. So let's talk about leveraging technology smartly. All right. So we know we have to get on the technology train. And those of us who are not as tech savvy, we have to catch up and take advantage of the technology because the technology is going to save you so much time. It's going to save you a lot of energy, a lot of frustration, a lot of stress. So we always want to make sure we're taking advantage of technology. So, who can talk about some of these three different technology tools that can help us? All right, let me see. I'll go pick somebody. Uh, uh, who is the one with the number 1727? Came in under the phone number 1727. Who's that? Oh, All right. Let me see. And was it Ariana Taylor? Did I pronounce that right? Ariana?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Can you tell me about that first technology tool?
CRM tools such as HubSpot, Free, Soho, or even a well-structured spreadsheet track every client interaction.
Thank you. One more question. Why would you think it's important to have a tool like that or to track your client interactions?
Because we want to know what our clients think. I think that ties back to earlier as far as like surveys. We want to know how our clients feel about the product or the service or just within the company itself.
Absolutely. And what if you came back and when I popped you in the system said that your last purchase was blah, or that you got this service last time
Hmm.
you met with me. So I could say, how did you like that? Or how was that?
Right,
And oh wow, I can't believe you remembered that I did that.
right. Yes,
So and you know, and some of the grocery stores will track what you purchased. So they'll be like, hey, last time you bought this, you want it again?
right.
Hey, do you need some
Hmm.
more of that? And you're like, oh, okay.
Or they'll try to kind of upsell or sell you something like a bundle because they see that you have purchased something else in the past.
Absolutely. And when you think
Yeah.
about it, it may not work with every client, but it's going to work with maybe 10%.
Right.
And again, that's 10% upsell is going to be worth it. So absolutely great job. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. And
No
what's your
problem. Thank
business?
you. Well, I actually have three business ventures. One I've been working on called Exclusive Hair Boutique. It's hair care. And then I have hair care services. I'm sorry. Jacinda's Aesthetics. I went to Elaine Sterling, where I um learn how to do like facials, skincare. So that's my second business. And then my third business, I want to open a laundromat. So those are my ideas or
Okay,
my
so you're gonna
business
get
ventures.
a facial while you're waiting on your clothes to
Well, these
finish
are
washing.
these are three different businesses.
Gotcha.
But
All
I see what you
right.
said, right? I don't know what services actually, that would be actually cool. I didn't really think about it.
Uh. I got a
No.
million of them. I got a million of them. Thank you, ma'am.
No
All right, who's
problem.
gonna tell me the next one? Who's got the next one for me?
Email marketing, MailChimp, and Clavoya automate follow-ups, newsletters, and re-engagement campaigns.
Okay, why is that important?
It's a way to let your customers know, or your potential customers know what products and services you have, just basically to keep them up to date with what you're doing and some things that they might find value in.
Absolutely, exactly. Did you know that while you're waiting for your clothes to wash, we can go ahead and get you that facial?
Yes. Massage. Yes, it's been a long day. While you wait for your clothes to dry, let me give you a massage.
Hey, there you go. People be sitting there like, I gotta sit there for 30 minutes. Well, not really, because we're gonna take care of you for them 30 minutes. So we got you.
Exactly.
So absolutely, you want to let people know what you got going on because they don't know. They have no idea that you have a new product, that you added a new service to what you do, that you are going to have a big event coming up, or that you're doing a big sales promo in the next month. They don't know until you tell them. So you got to be able to send out email blasts, letting them know what's coming up, what's happening, what's going on. So that's definitely very critical. All right, last one. Who is
All right.
1727? Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Okay. Automation, set up, automate automatic review, automatic review requests, appointment reminders, and birthday emails once.
All right. So again, I have the worst memory. My memory is horrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So if I can set up a system that's going to be able to send these things out, um, make sure it reminds me of my appointments, make sure it reminds me of my clients' birthdays or things like that, then I'm going to look like a genius. I'm going to look like I'm the most thoughtful person in the world, even though I have a terrible memory. Terrible. So I need a system that's going to do it for me. So that's how we got to think about it. We always want to make sure we have a system in place that's going to help us do the things that we're not so good at. And that's really the key component. I'm not that great at it, so let's get a system that's going to help me be better and make me look great. All right, let's talk about a few real world success stories, small businesses that master sales and retention, and what we can learn from them. Miss Denise.
Yes, I just have a question about the customer relationship management tools. Um, a few of them that I'm seeing are very, they can get kind of pricey. I'm trying to think of the name of one that
They can,
is,
without a doubt.
yeah,
They can
very,
be.
yeah, yeah. I can't think of the name of it. I'm trying to find back in my notes.
That's okay.
But do
So
you have any recommendations as far as a good CRM tool?
No, they all kind of expensive. But that's why I said even if you track your information on a spreadsheet. So until we can afford the system, we can track on a spreadsheet, we can track information on a simpler way. The key component is that we're capturing the information. That's the key component, that we're capturing the information. Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right, let's talk about a few success stories. Some small businesses that mastered sales and retention and what you learned from them. Who can tell me about this local coffee shop?
We started texting regulars about new seasonal drinks. Repeat visits jumped 40% in 3 months. People just wanted to feel remembered.
I agree. What do y'all think? Go ahead and read the next one for me.
After every cancellation, we sent a personal "We miss you" email with a free class. We recovered 1 in 3 churned members.
Absolutely. Like I said, my memory is terrible. I have forgotten many of appointments. My doctors normally they call me a day or so to remind me, and if they don't call me a day before to remind me, a lot of times I miss the appointment because I'm forgetful. So we want to make sure that we don't assume the worst and we let them know, hey, I missed you, so that way they can come back
Mm.
and go ahead and reschedule and get back on the calendar because they didn't do it on purpose. They just forgot. Life gets in the way. You got to put that baby to sleep, all those kind of things.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
All right. And then the last one.
This is a good one. We added a 48-hour follow-up call after every job. Our five-star Google reviews tripled, and so did our referrals.
Absolutely. And you know what? The key component to that is ask. I would
Mm,
love it if you could give me a 5-star review. I would love it if
mm.
you could follow up and give me that information. Hold on one quick second.
Hey, John, you went dark. Your camera went off, and John, we can't hear you.
Hold on one quick second, Mark. Hold on. Can you hold on one second, Mark? Okay, sorry about that. I'm sorry. All right. So we always want to make sure we ask for it. If you feel like I did a great job, I'd love if you could give me a 5-star review on Google. Again, people don't know if you don't ask. A lot of places they have the little thing up at the end of the whatever the session, or as you finish buying, it says, "Hey, here's my, go, here's a little QR code so you can go to Google and give me a review." And we all know before we go to a new service, a new restaurant, what's the first thing we're going to do?
Check reviews.
Check those reviews. Gonna read a few, gonna read some of the good ones, see what the bad ones said. We're gonna check them, right?
Right.
So we
Correct.
want to ask for those reviews because we want some positive reviews because you're doing a great job at what you do, but nobody knows if you're not asking people to tell you. Because again, people have great service, they forget. They're happy, they go about their business. They're not gonna go run tell everybody. So you want to make sure you have that process in place. All right, let's avoid some mistakes. Again, no follow-up system. So we don't have any system in place to follow up with our clients. So we want to make sure that we have a way to track and follow up. Talking more than listening. Again, remember that 80-20 rule. Are you talking over your client? You're talking too much. Some of us, we talk a little too much. We got to let them tell us what they need and what they want. Ignoring existing clients. Again, just because someone bought from you or uses your service does not mean you can just forget and assume and take them for granted. We still want to make sure we thank them for their being a loyal customer. We thank them for coming to us. You can choose anybody else, you choose us. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And we don't track anything. If we're not tracking, then we don't know what our best sales thing is. What's selling the most? What service do people like the most from my business? What do they like the least? Whether it's a sale, a product, or a service, what's the which one is selling the most? Which one is selling the least? What days of the week do I sell the most? What days of the week do I sell the least? That's the day I want to do something. Where did Taco Tuesday come from? Where did it come from?
Restaurants try and make sales on a slow day.
Restaurants trying to make sales on a slow day. Exactly. So now it's a big deal, Taco Tuesday. So slowest day of the week, people are finding ways to make it sell. Margarita night, Wednesday night, margarita night. So everybody knows I'm gonna go there and get my margarita on a Wednesday. Is Wednesday a big day of the week for sales? Not really, but it is now because that's margarita night. Happy hour. Nobody gets those sales from 3 to 5 or 3 to whatever. So that's happy hour. I'm gonna sell them a little cheaper to get you in here during those slow times. But we don't know that if we're not tracking it. We got to track it so we know. And that way we can make money and be successful during those slow times. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Totally.
All righty. Good, good, good. I hope y'all learning something. Are y'all learning anything?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Good, good. Make sure y'all tell Mark and give me my 5-star review. How about that? All right. 30-day action plan. This is so critical. So we start small, we stay consistent. The compounding effect of these actions will transform your business. All right. So what do we do in week one? Who can tell me what we're going to do in week one?
Define your ideal customer profile and document your current sales process.
All right, that's good. Because again, we got to know who our ideal customer is. That we said that before. It's very, very clear. And we want to make sure we have our current sales process so that way it's a repeatable sales process, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. What
Yes.
about week 2? What's going on week 2?
Set up a
Set up a
simple
simple.
or tracking sheet, create a follow-up email sequence.
All right, because we got to be able to follow up and track. The worst thing you could ever do is forget and lose your client's information.
Hmm.
They bought a lot of stuff, they love the service, and now I cannot remember who they were. So I just gotta hope they come back. Is that a good plan?
No.
Not at
Yes.
all. Not at all. All right, what's going on week 3? Tell me about week 3.
Launch a loyalty touch point, a thank you note campaign, or a check-in call to your top 10 clients.
Absolutely. Let's check on them. Let's see how they doing, what they got going on. You know you need some more. Come on, get some more of this. All right, week 4. Week 4.
Review your metrics, gather feedback, and refine. Celebrate your first wins, then repeat.
You know, a lot of times we don't give ourselves enough credit.
Hmm.
We don't pat ourselves on the back enough. You don't stop and think about the great things you did. You don't think about how positive your clients were thinking about you or what they said or how happy they were to come back and see you. So we always want to make sure we celebrate that and go back and look at the metrics and say, wow, I sold more this week than I did last week. I'm doing better. But if you don't track, you'll never know. We got to track our numbers so we can always know what we're doing. Again, we're going to get that feedback so we can tell them, they can tell us what we need to improve on. Nobody's perfect. So don't take it personal when you get that feedback. It's only going to make you better. You know, even a professional NBA, NFL player, they still have to do what?
Practice.
Practice. Now, Allen Iverson didn't like it, but everybody else got to go do it, right? You got that $50
Hmm.
million contract, that $200 million contract. They still expect you to do what? Practice. So we gotta be ready to refine what we do, go back and look at our methods. How can I make this smoother? How can I make this simpler? How can I make this easier? So we got to think about those things, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
All right. And again, you don't need to do everything at once. Uh-oh, what'd I do? We don't need to do everything at once. Pick one strategy for today and then implement it this week and then build from there. So again, we don't have to do all the things in one week. We got 4 weeks to do all these steps. So we don't want to rush ourselves, overwork ourselves, or stress ourselves. We take it a week at a time and do all these steps, right?
Right.
All right. Any questions? Any questions?
No.
All right. Well, no questions. Somebody tell me what they learned new today. What did you learn new today?
A simple, repeatable sales process.
There we go. Sounds good. Anybody else learn anything?
I learned something that you can always have something in line and you can think it's the best, but learning today some of your methods, I most definitely have to go back through everything and add to it.
Absolutely. You always want to go back and add to it, without a doubt. That's very, very critical. Very critical. All right. One more person learn something. Man, only 2 people learned something today. Ouch. That hurts my feelings.
Set clear expectations.
There you go. That's a good one.
There you go.
Okay.
And I would say do it for you as a business and for yourself and for hopefully your customers. It,
Yes,
yeah.
very important.
I'd like to
Very
add this
important.
part right here. When you're asking for a review, it's not just asking for a review. You're asking for a 5-star review. Ask specifically for what you
There
want.
you go.
You got to ask for what you want.
Mhm.
You got to ask for what you want. You go up to that person that you're trying to talk to, you got to let them know you want a phone number because you want to take her out. If you don't tell her what you want, she might have thought you just wanted to be a friend.
With
Gotta let her
benefits.
know what you want.
Mm.
Well, all right, y'all. I thank you
All
so
right.
much.
So remember, next week there is no session. You will get when I delete that session, you'll get a notice that only next week's session is being deleted. We'll reconvene the week after that, and you will get some homework from me to start working on some of the tools that we have in our toolkit. All right, everybody. All right, John, you can close it out whenever you're ready.
All right. I just want to say thank y'all so much for having me. I appreciate y'all's time. We are here to help you, so you can always reach out to us for assistance. We can get specific into the one-on-one coaching so you can get some more specifics on this information that we talked to you tonight. We are here to help you. Take advantage of it. It's free. Take advantage of free. All right, that's all I have, Mark. But I thank y'all so much. Y'all have a
All
wonderful night.
right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
You,
you.
Thank y'all. Have a good
yeah, you
night.
have to shut it
Good night.
down, John. I just only can
Okay.
leave.
All right, y'all have a great night.
You as
Thank you.
well.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.